And a very good afternoon to you. It is Friday lunchtime once again. I have to say, I'm not quite sure where the week's gone. It just vanishes every week. So here we are, it's Friday lunchtime and it's time for our Friday lunchtime masterclass. And today I am talking about quarterly and weekly planning. Now, another one of my very favourite subjects. Are we live, Sean? Thank you very much. One of my favourite subjects, and I know you're probably thinking I have a lot of favourite subjects. Well, I do, and not all of them are financial. So this week, weekly and quarterly planning and why it's so important. So can I just ask, guys, before we start, if you can give us a comment, a like, and or a hashtag replay if you're watching it later. I know I ask this every week. Let me tell you why it's important. If the post doesn't get engagement, it disappears from the feed, which means other people looking later aren't going to see this. So if you can help me by boosting it as we go live, really, really important, helps other people see it over the rest of today and tomorrow and the weekend. So thank you for that. So why am I talking about planning in a finance group? Like many of the other things I talk about aren't directly related to finance. When I was working as an accountant, which I have been for the last kind of 21 years working with small businesses, what I found was giving people the numbers wasn't enough because everyone's really busy, and you can relate, I'm sure. Running a business is no easy task. And they were too busy to do the big things that were going to give them the financial momentum in their business. And what I realized was that they didn't have any time to execute the big stuff. They were very busy reacting to emails and phone calls and disruptions and clients, and they never found the time. And I know we've talked a lot about deep work before, and I hope you remember about deep work. If you've joined since then, please go back and find those in the feed. So because there was no plan, the big things didn't get done. And so month after month after month, I was having the same conversation with my clients, giving them the numbers, but nothing was changing. The big things that were going to make the difference weren't happening. And even though they might have had a vision or had a strategy, they didn't have an execution plan. And that was the missing ingredient that got them to take action and to actually move things forward in their business. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I started running residential quarterly retreats for my clients to take them away from the day-to-day and to get them into a space where they could very calmly and purposefully plan what they needed to do to actually get the financial results they wanted in their business. And I've been running and refining this process now for 5-6 years and really got it to a point where my clients know exactly how to create their quarterly plan, how to create their weekly plan, and in a way that every week they know that they are actually moving further forward in their business rather than having no plan, which will give you random results. And I don't know about you, but I do not want to work as hard as I do for random results. I want to know that every week I've taken action that's moving me further forward. Now, you'll be familiar with the building block model, I hope, by now. And just to reinforce how important this is, this sits as number 2 on the foundation level of the building block plan. Without time mastery and without planning, there I am. Without time mastery and time planning, you just don't get to build the level of security that can get you financial freedom, which is way further up the pyramid. And also on our roadmap to building financial freedom, which again, I hope you're familiar with, number 2 here, time mastery. It's a crucial part on this journey to building financial freedom. If we do not master the time and the planning piece, you're never going to be doing the right things in a consistent way that's going to take you towards financial freedom. So talking about quarterly and weekly planning, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? So the quarterly planning has to come first because we have to know what things we want to achieve to know what we need to actually schedule to execute. This is coming down to, it's Tuesday, what am I going to do? It's Friday, what do I do today that moves me forward? So quarterly planning, it works best if you have actually got your vivid vision sorted and you know very specifically what you're trying to achieve. But if you haven't got that yet, it doesn't matter. You can still start right now. Because even if you haven't nailed your precise journey, you must know right now which projects are high on your to-do list. The things that you know if you nailed would really start to move your business forward, especially as we start to think about coming out of COVID into the recovery. What are those big things that you're absolutely itching to get done, but you somehow never seem to have time for? So it's about very calmly deciding what outcomes you want. So it's not necessarily what do you think you want to do or need to do, but what are the outcomes you need in your business? Now, those outcomes might be We need to increase sales. We need to sort the marketing plan out. We need to work on our buffer cash. We want to get our taxes put away. I want to earn more money. I want to increase my dividends. I want a holiday. Whatever those things are, what are the outcomes that you're looking for in your business that you need to do stuff to achieve? And then when you know what you want to achieve, you can then sit and work out exactly what do I need to execute? Exactly what do I need to do to get those outcomes? And it's nothing we don't know, but when we're very busy, when we're in reaction, it's quite difficult to sit and think, I want to achieve those outcomes. I need to do X. I need to do Y to get them. So we've got a very specific tried and tested format that I've been refining over the years with my clients that I'm going to share with you now. And I'm going to be uploading these templates into the guide section of the group, so you can go and find these and download them yourself. So let me just share that screen with you. In fact, I'll share it full screen so you can see it fully. So this is the quarterly plan that I work with all my clients on, and all my clients in the academy turn up and do this planning with me. And it starts off with a reflection piece where we go and look back at what we achieved last quarter. Now, this is an incredibly powerful part of the process because we can lose sight very quickly of what we got done. We're all kind of programmed to beat ourselves up a bit and to focus on what we didn't do. Actually, I'm going to put myself back on the screen there. It feels a bit weird not seeing you. So reflecting back on what we actually achieved and what moved us forward. And what this does, it really builds our confidence in what we're capable of achieving. And it builds our muscle of knowing that we can go and execute stuff. We can do stuff. And then by doing that, we look at our biggest learnings in the quarter. So we're actually capturing and layering on our learning of how we've grown and what we've learned. Also, what didn't get done and why. Hold yourself to account on what you didn't get done. And also dig into why, because it's really helpful to, oh, I'm just looking at the comments, sorry. Really helpful to challenge yourself on what you didn't get done and look at the reasons why, so that you don't keep repeating that loop. And then what things need to go onto your stop doing list, the things you need to say no to. We've all got them. And the more you start to see what you don't get done and why, the more you're actually prepared to take the action to get rid of those things. And then the real planning piece is, what do I want to be true in 90 days from now? What do I want to have achieved? What do I want to have done? So what are my outcomes? And this is just a summary snapshot of the sheet. The actual fields are quite a lot bigger to fill in. And then from then you work out what are the actions and the tasks and the projects that you need to actually achieve. So if my outcome might be, I need to increase revenue to X, what do I specifically need to do to go and to achieve that? So it makes you stop and think beyond the abstract into the specific, so that you can actually go and execute what needs to be done, which is a very big difference from a lot of planning, which is just coming up with a random list of stuff, and then you stick it in your drawer, I don't know, put it somewhere, but you don't look at it again. And then really honing in on what's the single one most important thing that you want to get done next quarter. Important to do, because if you end up with things on here, inevitably you won't get them all done. But honing in on the single most important thing will really help you to get in and focus on what you want to achieve. And then just really make a note here of what are the distractions and time wasters that you really want to focus on eliminating from your business and from your diary. Because with distractions and time wasters, we're never going to get to do the stuff that makes the difference. So that is the essence of the quarterly planning. Now, once you've got a quarterly plan, and I used to do quarterly planning with my clients on the retreats, and they come back next quarter and they go, oh, my quarterly plan. Oh, I didn't look at it once I left the retreat. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. And I thought, okay, there's a part of the process missing here. So then I created weekly planning. Again, it's not rocket science, but it's given it a structure that's really simple and easy to follow. This is where you plan the execution of your quarterly plan. Otherwise, it's just a list of stuff that, like, oh yeah, I really need to increase revenue this quarter. How? We need a plan for doing that. Because your results will not just show up by themselves. We have to create our results through our actions. So let me talk you through now the weekly planning sheet. Okay, so again, this is a condensed version, but I've got all the headings in so you can see them. Now, we have something here called weekly personal pillars, and this is the things that we know we need to do for ourselves to keep ourselves strong and sane. And I've talked about this before in Time Mastery, and this might be exercise every day, meditation, all those things that we know if I do those things every day, I will stay sane and I'll stay fit and strong enough to achieve my goals. We then have business non-negotiables. Now, these are things that might be I don't know, make 5 sales calls a day. It might be clear my emails by Friday afternoon, but things that you must make sure you do every single week without fail, that will propel you forwards and build the foundations into your business. So it might be things like make sure cash flow is okay, but it'd be something that are the absolute pillars that hold you up for the week. We then bring our projects in from the quarter. So the things that we've set in our quarterly plan, they actually transfer onto our weekly sheet, so that we can see them. They're visible every single day, so we don't lose track of what we're aiming for. Otherwise, we get sucked into the week, we get dragged into our Outlook and our emails and meetings, and we forget what we wanted to achieve. And then we are looking at, we're planning out our day, and again, there's a lot more space on the actual sheet than this. You're going to plan in by day what you're going to achieve and when. So if it's work on the new sales plan, well, what does that actually mean? What does that mean? Break it into the executable steps, put it on your sheet and say what day you're going to do it, and then put it in your diary. Otherwise, it's just a nice plan. It's got to actually get into your diary so that you are going to take action on it, and you know you've committed deep work time to get that task done. We then have consistent activities to keep on top of. So these might be outside of your non-negotiable business pillars, but it might be things like marketing, because how many of us get busy and we drop marketing? Oh, damn, I got busy, I dropped marketing, now I need to do some marketing because I'm not busy. So it's things like, maybe keeping on top of marketing, keeping on top of cash flow, but things that you need a reminder and a prompt to go, let's make sure I fit that in every week, because we want to give you nice, smooth growth and progression, not a kind of an up and down thing where things go well, then you drop the ball and things go badly again. We want smooth progression. We want real financial momentum in our business. And then we have a reflection piece where we're actually going to go back at the end of the week and say, what did I get done? So we do our reflections. What were my biggest wins and achievements in the week? And again, we're building that muscle every single week of what did I get done? Oh, wow, look what I did. I did that. I can't believe I got all that stuff done. And it sets you up for another great week. And if the opposite happened, if it wasn't such a great week, you can go, well, let me look and see why. Oh, I let myself get distracted, or I didn't allow enough time for that meeting. But it allows us to keep taking action and learning how we can execute better. We then look at things like, what traction did I actually make on marketing and sales? Because it's easy to be busy on that kind of activity, but did I actually make any progress? What traction did I get on that plan? And then what didn't get done and what didn't work and why. And again, that real honest reflection of maybe it's just a bad week, maybe someone was ill, maybe you had to take some time off. There will always be reasons, but this is a guide to keep you really, really on track for what you want to do. So the premise of the quarterly and weekly planning, I hope you can see, is pretty simple. In as much as we create a quarterly plan, we decide exactly what needs to be done to make those things happen, and then we put them into our diaries so that we're making sure we're executing on the most important things consistently. Now, I know this isn't strictly a financial topic, but trust me, if you want to create financial freedom and create financial strength in your business, you can't do that unless you're doing the right things, unless you're doing the things that actually create value and the things that actually add value to your business. Otherwise, you end up just busy and nothing makes any difference. So by doing this, you say goodbye to random results. You say goodbye to getting caught up in everybody else's dramas and email overwhelm. You start to notice very quickly which meetings you do not need to be in, what networking events you do not need to be at. You start to notice the things you've got to say no to create the time for the things you really want to say yes to. And it builds your confidence in what you can achieve, and it builds the trust in yourself that if you say you're going to do something, you can follow through. You know you can, because week on week on week you've proven it. In fact, some of my clients who have one-to-one coaching send me their weekly sheet every week and have been doing for years. And it's that point of accountability of like, look what I got done, or like, do you know what, it wasn't such a great week, but I know why, and I know how to pull it back on track because I want to get my quarter's goals. And when you know this, you actually know that there's nothing you can't take on, which is an incredibly empowering feeling, because we need to trust ourselves that we can do what is needed to create the future we've all committed to. We're in this group, we want financial freedom. I'm not there yet. I'm on this journey with you, but I do this every week. I follow through every week, every quarter without fail. I'm just going to give you a tip as well, because it's all very well having a weekly sheet, but guess what? You forget to open it. So this might be backwards on the camera, I'm not sure, but this is a post-it note I have sellotaped to my computer, and it says open weekly sheet. Because otherwise I forget and I do this stuff. Open my weekly sheet every single day, remind myself what I am doing today, this week, what has to get done. And it's brilliant for keeping me on track. So as I say, I will put these templates in the guide section so you can go and download them and use them. What I would just say is quarterly and weekly planning is something I focus really, really heavily on with my clients. And you might have heard me mention the Academy before. The Academy is an online training platform where we have all this stuff, everything I'm teaching you here. We've got over 100 videos of everything I teach, and we run live guided quarterly planning sessions every month where you can actually commit 90 minutes to yourself and you show up and you literally do your planning live. And it really helps people because it's not something you're inclined to probably give yourself permission for if you haven't got to make a commitment. So that might be useful for you. And again, you can come in on a free trial for a month. It only costs £49 a month anyway, but it's a really useful thing that our clients are making massive progress by doing. So that is weekly and quarterly planning. I would love to know your thoughts and comments, and please do give me some likes and some comments, and hashtag replays if you're on later, just because again it keeps that live in the feed for other people to watch later, and it lets me know I'm not talking to myself, which is always a bonus. So next week, our masterclass on Friday is going to be about how to banish financial stress from your business. Which is a big topic for a lot of people. And I'm going to show you a way to protect yourself so that financial stress does not come near you, how you can really buffer yourself from that, which will keep your nervous system and your brain completely free to focus on what you really do want from your business. So have a great rest of the day. Have a good weekend. And I will see you next week in the group. Bye.